In this article, we explore the ancient and mystical beverage, tea. Did you know that over 160 countries and regions worldwide consume tea? Every day, more than 6 billion people enjoy over 3 billion cups of tea. As one of the oldest known beverages globally, tea boasts an incredibly rich historical and cultural background. The origins of Chinese tea culture can be traced back over 4,000 years to ancient China. According to the Shennong Ben Cao Jing, a historical document, Emperor Shennong discovered tea when he tasted various plants to counteract the effects of 72 poisons he had ingested. This ancient text marks the earliest mention of tea in Chinese culture. From then on, tea gradually became popular in ancient China, initially consumed by boiling tea leaves in water for medicinal purposes. This discovery marked the beginning of tea consumption in Chinese culture, initiating a long and rich history. During the Tang Dynasty, tea culture flourished. Lu Yu, a scholar of the time, wrote the Classic of Tea, which became the foundational work of Chinese tea studies. During this period, tea culture permeated various social classes, becoming an integral part of the lives of scholars and even gaining prominence in temples. Additionally, the opening of the ancient tea horse road facilitated the trade and cultural exchange of tea, carrying it to southwestern regions and Tibet. By the Song Dynasty, tea culture reached its peak. Various types of tea were created, and the art of brewing tea became increasingly refined. Emphasizing the process, tea ceremonies and tea utensils became complex and intricate. Scholars sought inspiration in tea, leading to a unique fusion of tea culture and literary arts. Furthermore, the integration of tea culture with Zen Buddhism infused tea drinking with meditative and religious significance. During the Ming and Qing dynasties, tea production techniques further improved, and tea became a significant commodity for foreign trade, facilitating the spread of tea culture. Tea found its way into ancient Chinese literature, becoming a common theme for poets and writers. Tea first entered Europe in the early 16th century when Portuguese explorers and navigators brought it to Portugal. Initially considered a luxury reserved for the wealthy and aristocrats, tea gained popularity in the Portuguese royal court, becoming a luxurious item in palace life. In the early 17th century, Dutch merchant Cornelis de Houtman led a Dutch fleet, including the ship Red Dragon, which successfully arrived at the Pescadores Islands in China. This marked the beginning of long-term trade relations between the Netherlands and China and a crucial step in the westward spread of Chinese tea culture. The Dutch East India Company introduced tea to Europe, making it one of the largest traded commodities globally. Tea rapidly became fashionable in the Netherlands, enjoyed by the wealthy and the emerging middle class. The dissemination of tea in England initially occurred through Portuguese and Dutch merchants. However, it was Queen Mary II who truly popularized tea in England. After the Glorious Revolution in 1688, which exiled James II and brought William III and Mary II to the English throne, the Queen's preference for tea influenced the entire court and upper-class society. To meet the growing demand for tea, the British East India Company established tea plantations in India and Sri Lanka, ensuring a stable supply of tea. These events firmly rooted tea in British society, becoming an indispensable part of daily life. Simultaneously, tea spread to France and other European countries, becoming a fashionable beverage in aristocratic circles. In France, tea became the favorite of Louis XIV's court, acquiring a noble status. As tea became popular across Europe, tea culture began to develop in European countries. Traditional elements such as tea sets, tea etiquette, and tea ceremonies were introduced to European society. Tea houses became social hubs, where people gathered to socialize and exchange ideas, integrating tea culture into European daily life.